obviously we're thrilled at the Emergency Support Shelter to have the opportunity to provide this program through the Washington Families Fund. I was asked to share what does that mean for our agency. And I thought on a couple different levels what that way. Logistically, as an agency, what does it mean? It allows us to have a partnership with Longview Housing Authority and Lower Columbia CAP to provide services for women and their children who are in the transitional housing program for 8 families. But then more importantly, I thought, what does that mean actually to those families? What does it mean to help 8 families? Nicole and Dana have already touched on what that means. But in asking survivors of domestic violence, what does it mean to have a home that is safe, where nobody's hurting you, where no one's controlling you, where you get to believe again that you're a valuable person and that there's hope for your future? How do you define what that means? It's not just a house, it's not just a place to be, it's life, again. And the words that I got from people were, it's a sense of peace and calm in my world. Things that I might take for granted. I get to go home and have peace and calm in my world. Victims of domestic violence don't. They live in a constant state of fear, constant state of being told they're not good enough, that they're not okay, that nobody loves them, nobody wants them. Funding from Washington Families Fund allows us to return that gift back to 8 families of women and their children. Looking at the pictures that are on these signs is so familiar with what we see in the families that are going into our programs. When they come in through our doors, they don't look like that. They're afraid, they're sad, they're scared to death of what the future holds. Looking forward a year after transitional housing, this is what they look like. Other quotes, sense of relief to become a person who is worth living life. Again, something that's hard to imagine, not knowing that your life is worth living because you've been told for years and years that it's not. And that's a gift that the money from Washington Families Fund helps us return to people. A sense of feeling safe. My children can play and enjoy the small things and be like normal children. And being able to put a name to the turmoil in my home and my life, and knowing it is not the way life needs to be lived. Knowing that it's called domestic violence, and that domestic violence is not okay, and that